Mount Rainier is one of 3 national parks in Washington state. My husband and I decided on visiting the Pacific Northwest for our honeymoon because neither of us had ever been. Since we were flying across the country to begin with, we wanted to minimize how much we had to travel once we landed, and Mt Rainier's Nisqually entrance is only an hour and a half to 2-hour drive from the Seattle airport. Even though we were going in what was technically the off-season, June, the accommodations within the park's boundaries were all booked or super expensive despite us planning this trip 6+ months in advance, so we picked a cute Airbnb on a little stream that was only a 10-minute drive from the entrance. Our itinerary consisted of 2 days in Seattle before picking up our rental car at the airport and getting 4 days at Mt Rainier. Since a lot of videos on YouTube focus on the park from an extreme climber's perspective, I figured I'd make a video from the perspective of a moderate hiker. Tip 1. Manage your expectations. You might not see the peak of Mt Rainier at all. We got super lucky and had 3 absolutely stunning, sunny, clear days in the park. Our last day is when we got a real taste of typical Pacific Northwest weather. I couldn't find an official source on how many days per year the mountaintop is visible, but I saw on different forums like Reddit that it's only about 80 days per year. Tip 2. Visit during the off-season. The primary season for Mt Rainier is the summertime, from July to September. We settled on going in June because we heeded the warning of bloggers and the National Park Service's own website stating that the summer time frame just gets absolutely chaotic in terms of car traffic and inability to park. It's the most popular though because of the wildflowers, and that's the main draw for that time of year. Traveling to the park in June was a little bit weird because it was high 50s, low 60s up until getting into the park, so you need to pack a wide range of clothing. Pretty much our only planning mistake we made was not accounting for other annual events going on in the time frame that we chose to book, namely being college graduation season, which caused crazy pickup lines at the rental location. In my opinion, it is totally worth it to purchase the park pass. It's $80 and it helps allow you to go in and out of the park as many times as you wish. There are also different demographic passes like student, senior, military, and some of those are free. Downloading the National Park Service app is definitely a must. I was really impressed by the user experience of this app and how much information it has. It was good as a planning tool because you can bookmark the hikes and trails that you want to do, but also you can download information such as those maps for offline use, which comes in handy when there isn't any cell service or Wi-Fi available in the park, which happens at times. There are really 3 sub-tips to the tip of Hike Smart. There's the preparations angle, timing, and knowing your limits. In terms of preparation, having the right information before you step foot in the park each day is really important. Check the weather apps, check the National Park Service apps for any notifications of road closures, things like that, and then All Trails is another good resource because someone might have hiked that trail the same day or the day before and left little tips. Once you have all the information you need to complete your hike, you'll want to have the supplies as well. So that could be extra water, snacks, an extra layer of clothing, some basic first aid, and maybe some hiking tools like walking sticks. Knowing your limits and trusting your gut is probably the most important Hike Smart tip. Know when to turn back. The most breathtaking and memorable hikes are definitely spots that are higher up and tend to be riskier. All in all, we had a really awesome trip. The early June timeframe and our luck with the weather and visibility really made all the difference in the world. I definitely recommend adding Mt Rainier to your national park bucket list if it isn't on there already.